52 words that will change your life. I'll now share with you 10 simple principles in total of 52 words that if you apply them today, I guarantee you'll have a paradigm shift that will change the direction of your life. Principle number one, be kind, for everyone is fighting a battle I know nothing about. That quote is attributed to Wendy Mass, and I'll explain what I mean. There's a great story in the book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey, and he tells the story of a father on a train with young children. And the children are misbehaving, they're loud, and the other passengers are wondering why the father isn't doing something about this. So one of the passengers approaches the father, and the father explains to the passenger that their mother just passed away today, and I don't know what to do with the kids. Instant paradigm shift. Apply this today to someone who upsets you. Be kind, because I guarantee they're fighting a battle you know nothing about. Could be a mental health battle, a physical health battle, a relationship battle, a work battle, a money battle. Be kind, for everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Principle number two. Learned this from Jack Canfield, author of The Success Principles, one of my all-time favorite books. Jack tells us, here's three words: take 100% responsibility. What do we mean by this? Take 100% responsibility for your situation today, whatever it is. And this is what I found in life after studying success and happiness and high performance for the last 2 decades, that 90% of the time we get what we deserve in life. Okay, 10% of the time we are the victims of circumstances, cruelty of life, brutality of life. But 90% of the time, and this is a subjective number I've come up with after all these years of studying, we get what we deserve, meaning we have created our situation. So that you can take that two ways. You can take that as I'm a victim, you can beat yourself up over it, or you can say, you know what? I can change this today. I have the power to change my circumstances today. I can change my attitude. I can change my effort, and or I can change my behavior today to create a better future. You are a powerful creator. Imagine that you've created 90% of your circumstances today. That means that you can also create a better situation. And if you don't know what to do, get a mentor, get a coach, read a book, and figure out what you want to do next to create a better life. What do you need to change? Attitude, effort, and or behavior to create a better situation for yourself in terms of your health, wealth, work, relationships, or happiness. I challenge you to do that today. It doesn't mean I don't have empathy or sympathy for difficult things you've been through in your life, but I want you to understand that you have the power today to make it better, even if it's just making one small choice that moves you in a better direction today. Principle number three, the right way is the hard way. Jerry Seinfeld said that, legendary comedian. Now he's a billionaire, prolific joke writer, very hard worker, very smart guy in terms of principles of success. The hard way is the right way. Easy way we can think about, how do we apply this? Easy way we can apply this is to our health. The hard way is the right way. The hard way would be saying no to dessert or those extra calories if we need to lose some unhealthy weight. The hard way is the right way, meaning if we need to get in better physical shape, cardiovascular shape, stronger, instead of sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, make the hard choice, get off the couch and go for a walk. If you go for a jog, if you have to, do some push-ups. The hard way is the right way. In your work, what's the hard choice? What have you been avoiding for a while that you need to do, that you know is the right thing you need to do next? The hard way is the right way. And once you make a commitment to making the hard choice, I call it the heroic choice, in all aspects of your life, it no longer becomes the hard way, it just becomes the right way. Because you become used to making the hard choice and pushing yourself and challenging yourself a little bit to make the hard choice. Principle number four, event plus response equals outcome. Another principle I learned from the great Jack Canfield. He learned it from a gentleman named Dr. Robert Resnick. It's a simple formula. Event plus response equals outcome. What does that mean? Events happen in our life. We get to choose how we respond to it, and that will lead to a better outcome. Two people will respond to the exact same event differently and get a better outcome. Okay. One person will respond to an event, a perceived negative event, in a way that they shrink and they freeze. Another person will respond to the exact same event and choose a better outcome. Let me give you an example. In sports, one athlete loses the Super Bowl, okay, Super Bowl quarterback in the Super Bowl, the loser of the Super Bowl uh, this past year responds to this event in a negative way, beats themselves up, and struggles the next year. A different person would respond to the exact same event in a way that drives them and motivates them to be better. And then, like Jalen Hurts did, Eagles quarterback, 2 years later, won the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl 2 years ago, then 2 years later, won the Super Bowl. Okay. He responded by getting better. Event plus response equals outcome. You have a choice in terms of how you respond to the events. Principle number 6 this is by Dr. Susan Jeffers, wrote a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. She said, I can handle it. So what does that mean? She explains in the book the root of all fear is I can't handle it. That's the root of all fear. I can't handle it. I lose a loved one. I can't handle it. I'm talking about the toughest situations we'll ever face in life. I get an illness. I can't handle it. I lose my job. I can't handle it. That's the root of all fear. The root of all self-confidence, again, this is we're choosing to respond differently to an event, is I can handle it. I lost my job. I can handle it. I'll take 100% responsibility for my situation. Okay, I'll choose the hard way. I'll make a hard choice to get a better or different job. I can handle it. I get an illness. I can handle it. I'll figure it out. I'm going to choose to respond to this event differently. I'm going to make choices that will give me the best shot of making this situation better. I can handle it. I've used those 4 words to get through the toughest times of my life, hands down. Right? Lost 80% of my business during COVID. Okay, 2020. I can handle it. I chose to respond to that event in a way that was constructive and productive, and I wrote 7 books in 18 months. Okay, that was my response to that. Lost my father 6 months ago, my best friend and my hero. The whole time, first few weeks, months, I just kept telling myself, I can handle it. I can handle it. So I could show up every day for my clients and my loved ones, my mother, siblings, nieces and nephews. I wanted to show up at my best no matter what I was going through. That was how I was going to choose to respond to that event. And then every day I said the hard way is the right way. So push myself, did cardiovascular exercise, push myself in the gym to make the hard choices every day, right? Which is great for my mental health. Principle number 7. We on number 7 here? 6, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Stephen R. Covey said that in a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. 8 powerful words. So if you want people to understand you, and you need to first understand them first. Ask questions, listen, pay attention, try to understand what battle they're fighting you know nothing about. Seek first to understand their point of view. Seek first to understand their situation. Then seek to be understood. If you're a leader, if you're a manager, a parent, a coach of a sports team, a police chief, whatever it is, school teacher, seek first to understand the people you're leading, then to be understood. Mac Brown won 2005, I believe it was, national championship college football, coach of the University of Texas. He said there's no rules without relationships. So if you want the people to follow you to understand the rules you're laying out, right, you have to build a relationship first. How do you do that? Seek first to be understood, right? Or I'm sorry, seek first to understand them. And that's how you build the relationship. Paradigm shift. Number 7, How Am I That? By Dr. Jim Loehr. Whenever you see someone doing something that you don't like, ask yourself, how am I that? When they're doing something that upsets you, ask yourself, how am I that? How have I been that in the past? So you forgive that person, or how am I that now? So you can learn from it and be better yourself. Principle number 8, Relentless Solution Focus by a great friend and mentor of mine, Dr. Jason Selk, wrote a book of the same title, Relentless Solution Focus. What he's talking about with that is in 60 seconds, go from problem to solution. Challenge yourself in 60 seconds to go from problem to solution. It also has great mental health effects because it stops the cortisol from hitting our bloodstream. Right before in 60 seconds or less, we're framing from going from problem to solution. Principle number 9, another one from the great Dr. Jason Selk, recognize your done wells. Meaning recognize what you're doing well. Take the time to recognize the things you're doing well in the last 24 hours in your life instead of constantly beating yourself up about the things you did wrong. That's where most people live. And principle number 10, be happy now. Learn this from my friend and mentor, Dr. Marshall Goldsmith. He says, don't wait to be happy until tomorrow, till you achieve someone, till you get the perfect relationship, the perfect health. Be happy now. Give yourself permission to be happy now. My challenge to you is to pick one of these paradigm shifting principles and apply that to your life today. I wish you an elevated life of success, happiness, and positive impact.